battery system. Okay, so there's not a ton of stuff you need to worry about in here, but we're going to explain everything so you understand how it all works. So we have our batteries here. The batteries flow through a main master switch, which we can turn off so it'll safe the entire system. Then they flow through this here. This is the BMS 12200. That's our battery management system that balances the loads on the batteries. These black wires go to the internal battery cells and does load balancing. So this maintains all of that. It also regulates power from the vehicle coming in from the Orion, and then regulates power going out to the system. So if it senses the batteries are too low, something like that, it'll shut everything off, and that keeps the batteries from over discharging or something like that. So it keeps the batteries safe.
So they're in parallel, not in series.
They are in parallel, not in series.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So it's a 12-volt system, not 24.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, so then power flows through there into this thing here. This is called the Lynx distributor. The Lynx distributor is basically just a big fancy bus bar. So that's just, it's kind of like your fuse panel down here. It's just for really high gauge fuses. Mm-hmm. So these are, the inverter are, what's the 80 ampere here? That's our main fuse panel, just like the low voltage circuits. We have our 60 that goes to our solar controller. No, that goes to our secondary panel back here for our exterior lights, and then our solar controller coming into here. So there's a little fuse panel down here. That's for all the exterior lighting systems. A fuse panel here. That's for all of our normal low voltage circuits, and then inverter and then solar back here. So solar input, because the Orion comes through this, which just charges directly to the batteries. This is the shunt. This is what reads all that power coming through. So that's the main ground, and that grounds to the batteries. This is the Servo GX. The Servo GX has these little black cables that plug into all the units. Those are called VE direct lines. And those, VE is Victron Energy, and they just send all the data into this system here. You can connect to it through Bluetooth for your phone. You can also connect it to Wi-Fi at the house. So you can like log into it and check it remotely on Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff. It's overkill, but you can do it. MPPT back here, that's our solar charge controller. And that's just going to read, that's just our solar charging.
Yep. Looks beefy.
It is, yes. Yes.
Okay.
These silver blankets on here are new. We put these battery blankets in here for you. And then that power is right here. So when we turn this on, that's going to turn the battery blankets on. That'll warm the batteries up in the winter. But we don't need it on all the time. And you only need it on when you're going to put charge into the battery.
Okay.
So you don't want to leave them, like when it comes around winter time, you don't want to just leave it on all the time. It'll just over discharge them.
But cold will discharge, but it doesn't harm.
Correct. That's right. Yes, they could be -10. It's not going to hurt the battery. They're just not going to allow them to receive a charge or to discharge at certain temperatures. So I think it's below 24 degrees, it won't accept a charge, and below 0 degrees, it won't discharge.
Okay.
So you can discharge lower than you can accept a charge, but the cold itself doesn't inherently damage the battery.
Okay.
Yeah. So if the bin is in storage and it's January, February, and you're not going to use it, you don't have to heat the batteries, anything like that. But if you're going to use it, maybe it's the day before, come out and turn the system on, maybe plug it into shore power, plug it in, turn on the heater, then everything will be warm, everything will be topped off, and it'll be happy and ready to go.
Okay, great.
Yeah. There is a little temperature sensor on these. That is for these battery blankets. Generally, the temperature sensors suck, and that's why we put a switch on them.
Okay.
That's why. There's also 110 circuit breakers down here. So we have main cabin outlets, rear cabin outlets, and then the spare was once I put the water heater in after I put the system in, so that's our hot water heater on this side. So we can turn these off, and you'll see. No, my hot water heater's not doing anything.
Okay. Yep. So we should update that label.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of it. Seems pretty quick for a battery system, but we talked about a lot of it up there.
Yeah.
Already. Does that make sense?
Yeah. What's this guy down here?
That's the secondary battery, or the secondary fuse panel for the exterior lights.
Okay.
There's a little cover on here. We can pull that off. Get off there. I get stuck on those battery stickies.
Standard fuses, I take it.
Yeah, they're all. These are mini bus fuses, and the others are bus, just like a regular bus fuse.
Okay. And there's probably
I put
some list of standard ones that you travel with.
There's spares in the glove box.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, thanks.
I can't get this cover off now. Oh, there it went. Ha.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot there, but yeah. And then this one has extra fuses inside here.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, cool.
Let's see, what else is there to know?
Cargo lights are these ones. Okay, so it's
Yep, that just lights up underneath.
fine touch.
If you need to service the systems, like legit service, more than through the doors, you have to pull the aluminum trims off the top and the sides, and then these little trim screws here all throughout the field and on the edges, and those lock that faceplate in. The whole faceplate can come off.
Okay.
On both sides.
Great.
So if there was like a big winter or big water service that needed to happen, or a big battery service that needed to happen, all these things can come off, and then it gives you full access to the utility inside. That's how we build all the systems and everything like that, and then we just put the faceplates on.
Great.
So most of your like normal general consumer level maintenance and all that kind of stuff can be done through the doors, but if it's like a big one, call me. But